Hey guys, I decided I wanted to do the review for Shovel Knight Treasure Trove on the Switch as sort of a combo review. I'll be both reviewing the package Shovel Knight Treasure Trove overall and Spectre of Torment individually, as it is a new piece of content just for the Switch right now, coming out on other platforms later. So um, just as a quick background, the first and last time I played Shovel Knight was when it first released. I think the actual night it came out on the Wii U, the original Shovel Knight, and I really loved it back then, and then never really revisited it until now. When I played this, I started with the original Shovel Knight, then went through Plague Knight, and then Spectre. And if you're not 100% familiar with Shovel Knight, the original game and the follow-ups are kind of these love letters to 8-bit platformers with modern conveniences and add-ons, and then a lot of other stuff too. They really went above and beyond with these games. Fantastic soundtracks. You can equip different armor for your characters, and there are like little hub towns to walk around and buy stuff and talk to NPCs. And I'll get into this a little more, but right now you're seeing the hub from Spectre of Torment, which the original in Shovel Knight was really cool, and then I love Plague Knight a lot, for sure. But, however, when you're comparing it to the first one, even though the hub in Plague Knight looks a lot different, it's pretty much the same. You've got like the guy that collects the music sheets, and you've got like one vendor that you go to, and they're pretty much mirrors of each other, and that extends to the levels as well. The levels, from what I could tell, were almost exactly the same in both Shovel Knight and Plague Knight, and all the enemies. Obviously, the character Plague Knight controls completely differently than Shovel Knight, but all the boss battles, the enemies, the levels are pretty much the same. And that's not a huge problem until you get to Spectre of Torment and realize really what Plague Knight could have been. I think Spectre of Torment is really an example of an add-on done right. So it's 3 separate campaigns, each one about 10 hours long. So for $25 you're getting about 30 hours of 8-bit platforming goodness, and it's really good, especially Spectre of Torment. As you'll see here, you get this like scythe slash jump that is really awesome and fun to play around with. And like I was saying before, in Spectre of Torment, the hub world there's all these cool little Easter eggs, things you can interact with. It kind of like grows and changes as you go through the levels, and so there's always a reason to go back and re-explore it. There's like a chase thing that you can do over and over to like farm extra gold if you want. That's really fun to do. It's really fast paced, and it's almost like forcing you to speed run, and this extends to the New Game Plus. All 3 campaigns have a New Game Plus mode, and you're seeing gameplay only from the New Game Plus mode in all this footage. In Shovel Knight and Plague Knight, it pretty much just makes everything hit harder and replaces the food that you would find in the levels to heal you with explosives. But in Spectre of Torment, your mana that you use to use all your abilities and your health are combined into one long bar. So anytime you take damage or use an ability, you're effectively hurting yourself, and it drains the entire time, so you have to constantly keep moving and killing things. So the New Game Plus for Spectre of Torment is definitely more challenging in my opinion, but it's fun because it's really fast paced. Which is good because Spectre of Torment is a little on the easy side. Maybe it's because I played Shovel Knight and Plague Knight right before, so I was more in the groove, I guess. But Spectre Knight just feels really strong, and like especially the boss battles, and you just kind of blaze through everything. But as I was saying before, with Spectre Knight, the levels, while you do go back to the same areas from the first two iterations of this package, the levels look different. They feel very different. They're redesigned for the most part. There are new enemies in almost every level. The boss fights are different, and I really liked the way that in Spectre of Torment they like play with your expectations, because sometimes the boss fights will start out just how you remember them from the first two, and then suddenly something crazy will happen and it'll shift, and it throws you off guard, and it's really fun. Also, Plague Knight, I really like the character, and there's a nice little kind of romance story in the campaign of Plague Knight, but it left me wanting to know more about his character. I didn't feel that he was completely fleshed out, whereas in Spectre of Torment, it really goes into the backstory of who he is, why he's doing what he's doing, and you feel much more satisfied at the end of that one. So if it's any indication, it seems that Yacht Club Games, the developer of all three of these, are definitely learning and getting better at making these. So when King Knight comes out, which I believe you'll get for free if you buy the Treasure Trove package when it releases, if it's even better than Spectre of Torment, it's going to be a really fantastic game. But all three of these games are really, really good. I feel that all three of the games in this package are shining examples of how to do a difficulty curve right, and how to create a easy to pick up and difficult to master system in a platformer, and that's all you can ask for, really. So if you can pick up any game besides Zelda on your Switch, I would recommend Treasure Trove. And if you only have $10, Spectre of Torment is awesome. I'm gonna give that one an A-, and the package as a whole B+, just because of what I talked about earlier.